Uh,
Good morning.
okay, now you can see her.
Good morning.
May I reintroduce Jane, backyard carpenter. We hadn't seen her on camera in a long, long time. It is going to be about 88 degrees. We got like a more than a 75% chance of rain, and if the humidity's unreal. And so it's good to have her back. And
Good to be back.
I'm about to take the camera off and run around and show you what we got to do. So I'm Van.
I'm Jane.
Backyard Carpenters.
Baby boomers can do.
On another project in another backyard.
Yeah.
What I'm about to show you is kind of interesting that whoever built this deck, he used 2-inch material. Usually you use a decking board, which is actually 5/4. We're about halfway convinced that they didn't use treated material because, as you can see, the owner of the house already gone through a couple places on the deck. So it's like 20 boards have got to be replaced, and then we're gonna use that same deck correct that we've used before on deck. And so Jane is setting up to get ready to do a 50-50 solution of bleach to bleach all this out. You know, you can see a lot of mildew and green mold, and so she's gonna 50-50 solution and spray this down, and then she's actually gonna start using the deck correct. Let me walk down here. And that just shows we've used this product before, and it has a little grit in it, and it would it's pretty thick stuff. Once you get started, you got to move with it, but what happens is it will cover up old cracks and make everything look brand new. I think Jane picked out a khaki.
Yep.
She picked out a khaki. So what I got to do is start removing old rotten boards and cut the size and put down new. We're going to go back with 2-inch material like they use, but ours is treated, and then we're going to put the deck correct. All right, Jane is doing bleach and water, and actually got to pump the pressure up. All right, well, she thinks she is. A plea for those who do decking, especially if you're going to do this 2-inch stuff instead of decking boards, is don't send the screws too deep into the boards, because in the future they may have to be removed. So this is what it looks like, and this is all the tools I had to use to be able to get it out. Battery powered reciprocating saw to cut off the screws that I couldn't get up. So let's go over here and look at Jane. Let's see what she's doing. Here's Jane doing her thing with a palm sander. You're using 40 grit. You're using 40 grit, right?
Yes.
40 grit on her palm sander. And the reason it's a palm sander is you push with your palm and it activates it. So that's what she's doing. Hey, are we on?
We're on.
All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm going in at an angle, alright, and I'm using a 3.5-inch screw, right, and I'm just gonna countersink a little bit, about like that, so somebody in the future can get to it. So let's do another one. Alright, so again I'm doing it at an angle. About like that, alright? Just barely below the surface of the wood.
That's what countersink means.
That's what countersink means. Oh my wife's learned something. Oh my word.
One thing. Oops.
One thing. Just like that. That's all there is to it. So one board almost got down. Getting ready to cut the second one. And point to those right there, Jane.
Where?
Look right there. Look at those. Good night. We're convinced that this is not treated lumber.
Don't think it
They
is.
put down.
Okay. We're back on. Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, when you're using treated material, there's a tag on the end of it, and it tells you for ground use or not ground use. Well, these particular 2x6s, and by the way, we've already said this. When you're doing decking, please use treat. It's a material called decking board. It's actually 5/4. Not just two. There's a hole back there.
Okay. Oh.
So we're replacing with 2-inch material like they put down, but there's a tag. Pay attention to the tag on the end of the board. It will tell you that it's treated, what grade it is, and in this case it says not for ground use. In other words, we can't put this on the ground. So back to locking this board up. The great debate continues. I've always heard when you put down decking or boards on deck that you do what they call bark side up. And so if you can see the growth rings are doing like this, that tells me this is the bark. Alright, so that would be the bark side up. The reason is it keeps from cupping. But I guess with shorter boards you don't have to do that. But I'm putting these down bark side up.
What's cupping? What is cupping?
What? It's the thing you drink out of coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
It's where it cups. In other words, it cups and then collects water, and it causes the board to rot out sooner. That's what cupping is.
Thought they would want to know.
Well, thank you. Ooh, this end of the deck, I decided to get in the shadows and get out of the sun. The boards are really, really, really rotted. So we're still kind of wondering if this was not treated material when they put it down. But anyways, what I'm trying to do is figure out how to cut this 16-foot board right here, make a little joint right there. I started out with my corded reciprocating saw, but I bent the blade. I guess it hit a screw or something, but I bent the blade really bad. So I'm still at it. There's old Jane.
Here I am.
Oh, yeah, she is. She's doing a great job. Didn't tell me go. Okay, what is being shown is the rotted boards, and the 10-foot hits right here. The boards we have are 10 foot. No, they're actually 12. I'm cutting them down at 10. But anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm cutting right here so that I can put a brand new board right here. But I'm first using this, and I'm trying to keep from damaging the floor doors, but I need to be halfway. So this is what I do first. With a reciprocating saw. Right here. This is a blade meant to cut wood. Alright, now we'll try to remove that rotting board. They got a dead battery.
Uh-oh.
not the battery now, is it?
2 batteries.
It's dead too?
It's dead too.
Oh dear.
Alright, that's it. I don't think I...
Come on, go. Go. You're almost at the end. Almost. Yay!
Now try to beat the dog out of it.
Hello.
That ain't working.
Nope. It's not a rotten board.
We know it's time to quit when Jane stepped through, spilled paint all over her face and her hair, and then me trying to get to her because her leg was through the floor. I went through right there. So my left ankle's kind of hurting a little bit. So we're calling it quits today. That was a sign of time
Two
to start.
old people have to quit now.
Yeah, we got to quit. So we'll start again in the morning.